Are there any other questions? You were a member of the Essenes. You were connected to the Essenes, not for an awful long time, for many of you were wiped out, killed. But you were connected to the Essenes, and Yeshua was, he joined that group for a short time. He walked with that group for a short time, and you were connected to that group. And the energy of Yeshua, of the Christ consciousness, if you wish to talk about that, or if you wish to feel that, it was connected to that group as well, because you cannot have somebody like Yeshua who joins a group, or is not so much join as become part of, without having the Christ consciousness become also a part of them, and they choose what they want to do with it, whether they want to create their own beliefs from it, or their own separate systems from it, or whatever. They don't acknowledge it so much on a physical level, but they have felt it, and you were connected to them. You were a child of one of the men that was connected, who was married, or you were a child, and you were connected to that energy of the Christ consciousness because of your father. And your mother, actually, was also connected in different various ways. In your books, oftentimes they say it was the men, but we will say that the women were also connected through their husbands, partners, through their children, their adult male children, and you were a part of that outer connection, but still felt the energy of consciousness. And we will say we see you being part of that. We see Yeshua there in the middle, and the men around, and we see the women around, and the children around in this one particular scene that we were looking at. And you were one of the children. So yes, you did see him, and you were involved with the teachings, shall we say, the energy of Yeshua, of the Christ consciousness, as were all that were involved there. Now this was, this did not happen that often, but in this particular time, in this particular setting, it happened where all were invited of the Essenes to listen to Yeshua as he spoke. He became not their leader, for they had leaders. He became someone to listen to. They felt a connection to him in various ways. Although their beliefs were a bit different from his, there was a connection made, and he was teaching on this particular time. It was a huge cave, basically, very huge, and all of you were gathered around him. That particular place and time, that particular event is your connection, your deepest connection, for you were connected to him in various other ways. We would like to say about that is, yes, you gain that Christ consciousness, and that did help your soul expand, and in that life you did expand yourself into other areas, and you were actually a teacher, per se, to say, for a short time. You did not live long in that lifetime, but that was a projection of the Christ energy within you and for you. And you have that now, and Yeshua is the Christ consciousness is within all of us, all people on the earth plane, and all of us on this side. For Christ consciousness just means the consciousness of the Creator, of the higher, beautiful vibrations of all that is. It is only being aware of the love, the divinity of what is. But with each one of you raising your frequency, you are more aware of the Christ consciousness. And Yeshua, yes, he is not in physical form right now. He is somewhere else, actually, the physical being of him. But the consciousness of him is with many people, Yeshua's consciousness, as he brings the Christ consciousness to all. And you are special in the way that you bring in the Christ consciousness and are related to him and your connection to him, to Yeshua. And yes, he is with you a lot, as he is with many a lot. But we don't want to diminish that in your eyes, but we also don't want to make greater than that in your eyes. For you are totally opening and bringing your awareness to all the interdimensional selves of you and of other beings and other dimensions and other, even those in Arcturia visit you. So we want to say that you are exploring your connections, and you have humongous help. You have enormous help within the other dimensions, shall we say, but then they are here, they float in and out, You have many guides, actually, and they come and go. They change as you change. They become, when you were first born, okay, we will speak specifically to you. When you were first born, you came in with an awareness. And that awareness comes from other past lives as well, or that are all happening now, because you have an Akash. And you came in with an awareness of that Akash, which is multidimensional. And so throughout your life, you have had various angels and guides and masters from other realms, and they're not all what you would call masters, but they are masters in their own rights. They are specialists from other dimensions, from other worlds, from other planes. You have had many come in, and we see right now a green light vibrating around you and swirling around you, and that is your healing abilities that you have chosen to create in this life. For you did have a choice. You had a choice of you were always going to become more aware, because you were aware when you were born, and then you lost it for a while. But you have a choice of whether to use this as a gift, or you have many gifts. You are a seer. You understand what's happening in other dimensions. You can interdimensional travel is you as well. But we see the green swirling light. That does indicate more of the healing abilities that you have. But that too will change in time as you progress. Do not ever, and this is for all all humans within the earth plane, do not ever define yourself in a box. I am a healer.
Okay.
For healing means many different things. Many different things. You can be an emotional healer. You can be a healer of yourself. You can be a healer of the soul. You can be a healer of the physicality. Do not define yourself in one way. Allow it to progress. And we don't mean progress. Oh, I'm going to heal these ones for sure, and I'm going to, because I've been defined as this is what I'm going to do. Then you are binding yourself. Open yourself up with your gifts. I have many gifts, and I can do anything I wish. But your greatest gift is knowing yourself, loving yourself, expanding yourself through these gifts, with these gifts, as these gifts. Whatever you wish, you may do. But feel that first. Again, we bring you into the inside, for you have many.